Hey guys, welcome back. All right, today you might be wondering, gosh, what is happening with the kitchen? You said the kitchen was coming soon, especially after doing the worktop, and yet still no kitchen. Yes, I know. I'm disappointed too. Okay, so basically what has happened is that the kitchen is basically almost ready to go. The delay is simply us. Basically, if I'm telling the truth, the delay is coming from our side. There are a few little tweaks that we wanted to make because obviously the kitchen is being made bespoke. We need to make sure that we have the units exactly as we want them. As I said in the previous video, you know, doing a bespoke kitchen and doing one that's just off the shelf are two very, very different things. So obviously because it is a bespoke kitchen, we want to make sure that the kitchen flows in the way that we want it to flow. So in terms of, you know, where we're going to place things in cupboards, like we need to think ahead of these things because, you know, it'd be easy to say, okay, just fit the whole kitchen, just put things anywhere, and then we'll work out where our utensils and stuff are going to go. But actually no, because there are some things that need to make sense. For example, in one of the drawings that we had, the cupboards where all the utensils would be were going to be in a particular area. But for us, we felt that, you know, it would have been better placed if the cooking utensils were actually under the hob or around that area. So what we've done is decided to move that drawer from one place to another. And although that wouldn't necessarily affect the manufacturing process, there were some other things that we needed to look out for as well. So the other day I was taking a really good look at the drawings. So I looked at obviously what the outside is going to look at, but also I got them to do a drawing so that we could actually see the inside of the cupboards as well, so we could see how it flows. And when I looked at the drawing, I found that there was this dead space which was going to be behind the wine rack, and I just thought, oh, can we not use that space? It just felt like such a waste to me. So I wanted to be able to use that space. So what we were going to do was to actually be able to have some sort of cupboard that would open up this way. That was the initial thought. Have a cupboard that would basically open up like this. The two doors would open up like that, and then inside at the back where the hob is, underneath, you'd be able to kind of like put your hands down a bit so that we could utilize that space, which basically goes to the back of the wine rack, so that said space could be functional in use. But now, because we want to make the change and have the utensils in that place, it has to be a pull-out drawer. And so because it has to be a pull-out drawer, we're not able to use the dead space, which is underneath, because obviously if it's a pull-out drawer, you can't pull it out if there's something blocking it, which I'm going to put pictures here, so hopefully you can follow along in what I'm saying. So basically it would have been difficult to pull out that drawer. You can't do it once it's a pull-out drawer. If it's an open cupboard drawer, you can get to the sides, you know, but if it's a pull-out drawer, obviously you can't, because it has to slot within a certain frame and it's got to come out. So unfortunately, it kind of like we had to think about what was more important to us. Did we want the space, or did we want the ease of being able to use the kitchen? And so we went with the ease of the kitchen. So unfortunately, that dead space is dead space. We've had so many ideas trying to think maybe if, you know, the wine rack could pull out and maybe we could get behind it, but then is it really practical? I don't know. So there was a lot to think of. And so right now, what I'm gonna do is, you can kind of see behind me right here, Kwame actually started drawing out the cupboard. This is a great idea. I actually saw this idea before from Sarah Beanie. I don't know if you guys know her. Sarah Beanie, she's really popular in the UK for buying houses and flipping properties and that kind of thing. And so what she tends to do was she would get out, so people could actually visualize their space and what they were creating. She would actually go outside and she would like get pieces of wood or tape or whatever it was, or string, whatever, and lay it on the ground so you could actually see the size of what it was that you were creating before you created it, so that you wouldn't need to make changes. And essentially that's the same idea Kwame's had here. So as I said, over my shoulder here, he kind of like started to draw out so we can kind of see what the cupboards would feel like, because once the cupboards are manufactured, that is pretty much it. We won't be able to do anything when it's manufactured, because it's going to cost us more if we want to make changes. And obviously we just want to hit it one time, basically hit and run. The one time you're allowed to hit and run, yes, we're going to hit and run basically. So we want the cupboards done in a particular way. So what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to go up and kind of like look at some of the measurements so I can see Yeah, just so I can get a better feel for the spaces and stuff like that, so that we can definitely agree the final drawings. I've said final drawings before, but this is definitely the final drawings now. It feels like everything is so real. So that's what I'm about to do, and that's what you guys will get to see me doing. So keep looking. Okay guys, so no laughing. This is me climbing up onto the worktop, trying to make sure that I remember there is a hole where the sink and the hob is so I don't fall through. And I'm trying to get my lines as straight as possible, but looking back on the video now, I can see that some of the lines where I've done the masking tape is not particularly straight. Okay guys, so yeah, so I haven't drawn out the whole wall, but I've drawn out some of the cupboards just so I can kind of get an idea for height, which you can obviously see behind me that the cupboard up the top there is really high. So, and I kind of knew that would be the case, which is why I've said in a previous video that I need to get like one of those stools that you stand on so that you can kind of, you know, I'm not the tallest person in the world as well. So, you know, that doesn't help. But I need to get one of those stools that I can actually be standing up to when I need to get to the top shelf. And obviously the top shelf, because I can't get up there as easily, that's gonna kind of like be for things that I don't need access to all the time, so only once in a while I'd have to go up there. But obviously the shelving that we're gonna put in has to be done in a certain way so that I don't need to struggle to kind of like try and reach, and I need to know what I'm gonna put in the different cupboards. But I've kind of marked it out, as you can see. I know that my lines are not completely straight, so before anyone says that, yes, my lines are not completely straight, it's just to give me a rough idea. This was not an exact drawing. And if you're wondering about the lines that were on there before and the tape that I took off, that is because myself and Kwame were doing that earlier before we had the actual dimensions. So we were kind of like just trying to like rough guess what things would be. So now we've got the drawings, which is why I came up to kind of like do that. Just so I could get a better feel for the space and what is going on where. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much happy with it. I think the stool thing is the only major issue that I can see here in terms of reaching a particular height. All the down cupboards I'm pretty much happy with. I think those will really work well in terms of what it is that we're trying to create. We just want ease. We just want to have like ease of access to stuff, because I feel like sometimes with kitchen things aren't planned 100% properly, like especially my kitchen downstairs. It's absolutely awful. Like when I'm cooking, I'll be cooking on the fire here, then I'll run down to the other end to go and get my utensils from down there, because that's where all the drawers are for that, and then I'll come back with it, and then I'll keep going. And you know, like you have to plan certain things. So in terms of like where we're gonna put our seasoning for cooking food and stuff, it's got to be near the cooker. It just obviously, it makes sense to have it there. So those are the things that we're kind of like thinking through. And so that's basically what has kind of delayed the kitchen a little bit. They have been ready to start manufacturing, and they've been like, are you guys ready? We're like, not yet, just hold on. We just need to make sure that we're doing the right thing, because as I said before, once it's done, it's pretty much done. So I think now that I've drawn that out, I feel kind of happy with what is going to be presented to us. I have a better idea of where I'm going to put stuff now that I can see the height of the cupboards and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. So hopefully it won't be too long now before the kitchen comes. I just need to go and do a couple of things in terms of, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? And Kwame's not here, I can't even bounce off him. What am I trying to say? In terms of like color texture and stuff like that. I know we're going for matte black, but there are some other little variants that I want to add in there as well. So I've got to go back and do that final part, and that I should be doing that on Monday. So that after that we are pretty much good to go. They will start the manufacturing process, which I believe takes a couple of weeks to do, and then hopefully you guys will get to the kitchen and I will get to the kitchen. I cannot wait, guys. You don't understand. I'm so ecstatic to get this kitchen in and working and all the rest of it, just simply because this space is actually going to be my creative space as well. So even though it's a kitchen and it's our living space, it's actually my creative space as well. So that's why we've kind of focused on this room, kind of like trying to get things moving in here as much as possible, because I need to work from here, and you know, the home is in the heart of the home is the kitchen. So we just want to get all that done. Yeah, our timelines for doing stuff in this house has not been great. There have been quite a few delays in certain things. Like right now, we are still waiting for the plumber to come and move the gas pipe down onto the ground. He's been busy on another job, so we haven't been able to get hold of him. So it's little things like that have kind of like delayed things for us in terms of up here. Upstairs is another story. There have been delays up there as well. That's another video, so I'm not even going to go there right now. But yeah, so that's basically what's happening at the moment. But I am done talking, guys. You might be happy about that, but yeah, I am done talking. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed, guys, please hit the subscribe button for me, hit the notification bell. Also, don't forget to do me a favor and like, comment, and share this video for me. I would really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, I am out as usual. Naughty life.